What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and this is going to be kicking off the first of many WizKids unboxings that'll be sprinkled in amongst other content. I just have a lot of stuff, and I finally got, with my new PC setup, I got my kind of unboxing rig going again, so we can go ahead and dive into these, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. So like I said, you're not going to see like a break in other content. These will just be kind of dispersed throughout the weeks up and coming here. So first up, I thought we'd switch it up and go Pathfinder here because this was recently sent to me. This is the Pathfinder Adult Underworld Dragon. So it says here on the back, underworld dragons embody the pressure between tectonic plates, the heat behind geysers, and flash fires that ignite when conditions are just right. Natural alchemists, they immediately understand reagents and catalysts. While some research the effects of magic on material reactions, the majority of underworld dragons concentrate on building their hoards. They scour the world for carved gemstones and artifacts of precious minerals, both of which they see as distilled essence of the earth's bounty. And it has a sort of more serpentine dragon look here. It is currently available for pre-order. It is set to release in Q3 of this year, so sometime soon. And it is priced at $59.99. So I'll go ahead and pull it out of the box. And then, we've got tape here on our clamshell. So we'll go ahead and just cut that tape. Both sides. Sometimes they have tape, sometimes they don't. And we'll go up close with the unboxing right here in just a sec. So it actually has a replaceable tongue, which can either be for the tongue or for this small fire effect. So we'll go ahead and throw it here on the close-up cam and then kind of adjust ourselves because this is a pretty sizable dragon here. So let's go ahead and pull that up. So here you go. Go ahead and move this over here. So if you look, it is a kind of mostly black dragon, though there is some orange on the head and the neck here. And you can see, again, a little on the face. Pretty gnarly looking face. Actually, if we can get that in focus. Yeah, take a look at that. And there's this long purple tongue that it's got. And that should just pop out if we kind of do this one-handed. I'm going to take it out and pull it out just to see. So I can showcase the... Oh, that really is in there. Okay. It does have a keyway that we would expect, so I'll replace that with the fire effect here just so you can see. Here it is there with the translucent fire effect. As you know, I am a huge fan of the any kind of translucent magical effect. But this one, because of the fact that it's primarily black, there's not like a ton of color to really go over, but the detail, as you can see, the scaling and kind of the knurling of the body is pretty awesome. We can see there's a little bit on the underside of orange paint at sort of the joints between the belly scales. This is a fantastic looking mini, and honestly, for me, probably more than anything, I would say I really like the lore of this. As said, I've played Pathfinder 2E a handful of times. That game that I was in for a while is on a hiatus, but I'm definitely enjoying the world of Pathfinder, and I like the different take that they have on a lot of the dragons. And this one's particularly interesting to me because of the fact that it's kind of this it's Underworld is the title, the type of dragon, but it kind of gives me it's almost like a geology dragon in a lot of ways. We talked a lot about reagents and tectonic plates and crystals and gemstones and things. And being a geologist myself, I find this dragon particularly interesting. Also, I just really like the design. And, it's interesting that we're also seeing, more of a return to this style of dragon from, again, Pathfinder may have had this for a while, but we saw that the D&D Gold Dragon design is more serpentine in nature and like does not have wings, just kind of has that floating design there. So I really like this. There's not too much more to say. So I will just say thank you to WizKids for sending this over for review purposes. Here is a little, kind of more of a in like updated, give you an idea of the scale of this thing. Yeah, I think it's coming in a little more yellow on this camera. It's much more orange, but yeah, I really dig this. Again, one thing that I'll often say and I'll bring up with these is even though you may not play Pathfinder, you may be a D&D fan, and that's fine. Minis are kind of universal, right? You could use this for almost any game. So whether or not you play Pathfinder, if you think that this is a cool design that you could build an encounter around, regardless of the game you play, I would recommend doing so because that's honestly what I find myself doing in a lot of instances is I might have a really cool mini and then I'll build an encounter, especially if obviously you have to be playing more often than not in person for this to be useful to you, which is another thing that I do consider as a lot of us do play primarily online nowadays. But if you are playing in person and you have a cool mini, you could just design an encounter around that mini because I find a lot of the time, especially with like pre-written campaigns, if you don't have the minis for that campaign or things that kind of tie to that specifically, you're kind of searching and trying to use things for for other things, and where you could be like, oh, if I'm designing a homebrew game, I can just put this dragon in whatever I want to call it, whether I want this to be a sea serpent or an underworld dragon or what have you. I can just install this somewhere so that I get to use the cool mini that I have. So anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time.